Well, there you have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 boxes, a little over 2,000 trees. Came yesterday around noon. The good thing is the weather is like almost perfect for it. Now it is raining, which is not fun, but it's not 80 degrees. Usually it's like sun beating down 80 degrees and it's really hard on the trees to keep them on. And there's no wind right now too, so it's actually a pretty perfect day to plant. Here's where I get them from, Pikes Peak. I always throw a shout out to them. Not that they give me anything or do anything for me besides giving me my trees, but for the most part, it's been pretty decent. And I've been happy with them. But before we get started, let's open one up. I'll give you guys a rundown on, what a 2x2 looks like. This is one of the little box. It says there's 50 of them in here. I think these other boxes, yeah, so there are 150 in each. 150 in the big boxes and 50 in the small. Here's how they come. Oh, they're moist still, they have some water to them. But this is them right here. Smell great. So this right here is technically a 4-year-old tree. So what it is it's 2 years in like a little pot, and then 2 more years in the ground. And then they go back up, they dig up the root system, and they package them up. It's a 4-year-old, they call it 2x2. 2 years in a pot, 2 years in the ground, shipped to me after 4 years. This one looks perfect actually. Perfect size, needles are great. Like I said, still moist down here. Probably does need a little bit of water, but we're gonna be planting these today, so, and it's raining, which is like kind of a plus. But it's really not fun to plant. But so hopefully these trees do well. I've had pretty decent history with this company. There is a company locally in Vermont where everybody raves about, but the guy's an absolute clown to work with, and I don't have time in my life for that. I won't say their name, but every year I say it. They're absolute clowns. But this company's been great. I give them 50%. That holds my trees. 50% when I want my trees, and then, the next day they're at my doorstep. So they're from Pennsylvania, Pikes Peak Nursery. They do a phenomenal job. Yeah, we're gonna get planted today. I don't know how bad it's gonna rain, so I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to film, but I'll do my best to film some. I think it's just me and Billy. This actually might be one of the years where we don't get them all done. Unfortunately, I do have a buddy that might be able to buy them from me, but if not, I'll throw them on Marketplace, see if anybody wants them. Hopefully we can get them in the ground. I'm gonna try to do 1,000 a day, 1,000 today, 1,000 tomorrow. That's gonna be a stretch with 2 people. It doesn't sound like a lot, but as you see our process and see how we do it, you'll see, it's only 100 trees a row, maybe, if we can get that. And you're looking at 10 rows, and it's a little bit more work. Now, the good thing is we're doing much better with our fields. So our fields are prepped up the way they're supposed to be prepped. So hopefully that helps our cause. It's gonna be a little smoother. We're gonna plant. I mowed yesterday, so that helps. You guys already saw the planter. We got that fixed up, got that greased up, so that's gonna be good. Last year we planted, and there was a real big, heavy dry spell. It went probably a month without rain. It was pretty bad. And then the summer got really hot. So I don't know how my trees are going to make it from last year. I got to go check on them. They don't look awesome, to be honest with you. So, that's kind of why you plant so many of them. You're figuring you're probably going to lose 20 to 30% anyways. So you try to plant as much as you can. Again, this thing won't be in someone's living room for 8-10 years, probably 10 years, because I don't do a lot of fertilizer. So that just is what it is. Now, and a lot of things can affect this thing. The weather for sure is a big one. Any type of disease, which we don't have a crazy amount of disease on this farm besides witch's broom, which witch's broom really attacks older trees. Other than that, we don't really have a lot. Our soil's decent soil. Where these trees are going, there's been cattle and there's been pigs on. So that helps for sure. That natural fertilizer, right? So really deer will destroy these things, especially this age when they're nice and soft. They'll literally put their mouths around the whole thing and just whoop, and eat them all. So it won't kill the tree, but it will take it much longer to grow. And again, I don't harvest deer all year round like a lot of farmers do. You know, I get a lot of comments from these videos, and a lot of farmers are like, Matt, what, you know, what are you doing? Like, you got to kill some of these deer because, you know, they're going to destroy your farm. But I don't. It is what it is. But we're ready to go. Got to do some drop off with the kids. Come back. We'll be playing. Calves are doing good. They're just waiting to go out in the pasture. Unfortunately, they have to wait a little bit longer. And that's right there. That's what you got to deal with. But they'll wait. All right, let's get in the field. Let's get going. So this is kind of the setup right here. I'm in the planter. I got the trees in front of me, and I'm just putting them in the ground as straight as I can at about a 5-foot gap in between each. You could be much better doing this with some sort of thing to measure it, but I kind of just eyeball it, is what it is. This ridge behind me is the most important. Healing them in, really making sure that it's touching the soil. The roots, at least, is touching the soil, is definitely an important step that I think people forget sometimes. All right, so we just did just about 500 trees. We still got about 1,300 left. It's starting to rain a little bit, kind of gross out, but we got a good amount done. We're still plugging away. It's hard for me to get a lot of filming done because I'm the one that's in the planter. You know, some of these trees, some of these plants are really nice. They're like hardy, the trunks are hardy. You can tell the tree is nice. Some of them are really bad. You know, I do like working with this company because their customer service is so good. But I don't know, I might have to go a different direction next year just to try something different. We'll see how these do, but I think deer, some of these trees, deer are just gonna walk by and take one bite and they're gonna be gone. So anyways, let's get the rest in the ground here. Here's another field we jumped to. We're gonna be driving over there now, getting that field, but it is coming down. But we got about 300 in this field that honestly I wasn't even gonna plant. But it's flat. I was thinking about doing pumpkins here or something, but that ain't gonna happen. We're dwindling down here. Boxes are chipping away. The mini's looking a little more scarce here, which is nice. Again, really can't film too much here because it is just nasty out here right now. So, but they're in the pouring rain. I gotta start planting. I'm gonna show you the end product and go over my thoughts on these trees. Yeah, chipping away. Here's kind of the last trees we did. Rich wanted to jump in there and try riding. But anyways, here's the last field we did. I think they came out pretty good. I have to say there's probably 300 trees that I got that are junk. So it's kind of a bummer. Again, I love this company. I'm going to reach out to them. I'm going to let them know my thoughts. Just a little bit inconsistent on trees, but fields look good. They're flat. Definitely look decent. Hopefully we get some more rain to really cinch them in there, but I'm happy with this year's plant.
This is my biggest treasure, my our greatest prized possession, the only thing that's left I truly own.